Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to edit in the marginal style just like this. Alright, so if you like that video, you can click on the top right and go to watch the full version of my channel, but for this video, I'm going to explain how to edit an introductory clip and then a basic clip with a variation of marginal text that you can use. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so for the first clip, I use her name in Japanese, and then just a description about the character. This anime is called Weathering With You, and obviously her name is Hina. Really good anime, recommend watching it. It's actually a movie. So this is like a style that you guys can go for, because for this video, you're going to want this to be aesthetic in most cases. Always depends on the song that you're using, but for this example, I'm using more of an aesthetic vibe. I'm going to show you guys some effects that you can use. So for the first one, I think fading in the text would look really nice. So we're going to click the animate here, character offset. We're going to add a property of opacity, make it 0%. Click the little arrow right here to have this box come down. We're going to click the keyframe icon here, go to the end and make it 100 so that it fades right into the name, and then we're just going to want to ease it and make the graph look something like this, so that it's just a super fades in really nice, just like that. So the first clip looks pretty good. For the second one, I think we're going to have the letters come into each other, so for this use tracking, and it's okay to get close here. I think the best is probably going to be 75. Yeah, because you don't want it to hit her face. And then do the same graph here, just like this. Oh, whoops. Actually, backwards here. I want it to start tracking, just like that. And then also, you can add some opacity here. I mean, in most cases, you're not going to notice this because you're going to have a transition in the beginning, but it's just nice to know that it's there. Alright, so for the bottom one with the text right here, what we're going to do is do the typewriter effect. So it's kind of similar to the first one. You click character offset, and you add opacity, make it 0. But for this one, we're going to change a little bit of it. So 100 at the end, 0 at the beginning. But you go to the advanced tab and you make the smoothness 0. So it doesn't fade the letters, it just has them pop up on the screen. And then for this same graph as before, so this will look something like that. Zoom out, that looks pretty clean. And then of course, we're going to want to add some effects. So for the ones that are outlined, you can always add an effect called deep glow, like so. Check this box, it always looks really great. And then with the deep glow, of course, you can add flicker. This, you're probably going to want it something like this. Yeah, something like that looks pretty nice. Yeah, that looks nice. And then on all of your text, in most cases, you're going to want to add some drop shadow. Now, I have a preset that I will link in the description called Clara. This just puts black around the outside, like as you can see here. If you look at the top letters, just adds that. And then for the ones with a bunch of text, you're going to want to add it maybe like 2. That looks better that way. But yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to move on to the next clip. Alright, I am back with some text. So for the bottom one, all I have here is just a description of what happens at this part of the story. This just says love and then sight, so like love at first sight, and then this is just a white line here. And also for the white line, if you're going to do this, you're going to want to change this to round because it looks better when it's rounded. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do the text. We're going to do the same thing that we did before, because looks very good for aesthetic text at the bottom. This, and then make sure to do smoothness at 0. Do something like this. This always looks good. Maybe give it a little space. Just like that. Actually, I think moving it up like this will look a lot better for this clip. So it's slower towards the end, just like that. And then all we're gonna do now, for this, we're just gonna do a flicker. So instead of doing it with the flicker effect, you can do it this way, where we do the same thing that we've been doing before. We make this actually 100 at first, and we go to advanced and turn the randomizer on. So now what we can do is we can have it fade in, just like this. Actually, no, we're not going to fade it in like that. We have to fade it in with opacity, but then once we get to a part that we want, so here, we go like 3 over, turn it down a little bit, 2 over, turn it back up, get this far out, turn it down a lot, like this, turn it back up, see what that looks like. Yep, it gives a nice flicker effect, and then we can do it back down a little bit, up, put this at 100. Yep, that looks like a nice flicker effect. It randomizes it. That's what is good about this flicker. And then, of course, for the top one, we're going to do some trim paths. So for this one, you're going to get different options because it's a shape. Trim paths here, we can push this stuff up. Trim paths, and then the start is going to be at 100 and the end is going to be at 0. It's going to look like that. And then I'm just going to ease it. And have it drop down just like this. Just like that. That looks really clean. We're probably going to want to drop this down a little bit so that it gets there faster. And maybe pull the keyframes off just like that. Up a little bit so that it actually reaches there on the time that you can see. Just like that. Looks good. And now all there's left to do is add the aura effect. To that, and that. All gonna get some of it. And then for this text here, we're probably not gonna want to add glow to that. But yeah, that's basically some variations that you can do. Obviously, yours can look completely different than mine. You can have this text smaller, this text bigger, black bars, different variation that you have it on the screen, way you present it. You could even add like boxes that have the text on it instead, like I've done Instagram boxes before. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm definitely gonna have more tutorials in the future. I'm just super lazy about doing them, so but I appreciate you guys watching. Leave a like, comment if you guys want to see anything specific that I've done before, and I can make a video on it. So peace out.